Okay, so in this series, we are going to start with the data structure. And before we go through the data structure, we must know some basic terms. So in this video, we are going to learn about what are the variables, what are the data types, and what are the types of data types. Okay, so first thing is, what are the variables? Let's say we are having an equation which is a mathematic equation x square plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. So if you have studied maths, which is obvious, so you must know it is a quadratic equation and it has two names. 2 is a simple a number and 1 is also a number and 0 is also a number. But x and y are the names. You can say these are just the letters, but if you remember that these are going to hold some values, and if we are going to change the values of x and y, then the data will be different, right? So x and y are the placeholders which are going to hold some values, and these values can be anything. It completely depends on you what values you are providing to the placeholders, right? So x and y are the placeholders which are going to represent some data. Okay, in the similar manner, in computer science we need something to hold the data which is called variables. So in computer science, if we want to hold some data, we are going to use the variables. Okay, so second thing is, what are the data types? Data types are, like as we said, there are two names, or you can say the placeholders x and y, which now we call variables. So these variables are going to hold some values. So what kind of values? These are going to depend on the data types. Let's say we are going to say x and y is the integer type of data, means we are defining the data types, means the data type here is integer. And if we are going to say integer data type we are using for the x and y, means there is a particular you can say set of data which is defined inside the integer. What do I mean? See, data type is a set of data with predefined values. So, if I'm talking about the data type and I'm saying the data type is integer, then the integer means some values, which means 1, 2, up to any number, up to infinity, right? So, here I'm defining the set of data which is applicable on x and y, right? And if they I'm not using any integer value, I want to say I want to use boolean data type. So here I'm again defining the set of data which can be applicable on x and y. If I'm saying it is boolean, means only 0 and 1 is applicable on x and y. So one more example is, let's say I'm saying it is a string type. String type means no number is applicable. String type means any set of number. For example, x is having value hello and y is having value world. So these are predefined, right? And how we are defining it? By using the data type. If I'm using the integer type, means I'm talking about this set of values. If I'm talking about the boolean values, I'm talking about the zeros and ones. And if I'm talking about the strings, means I'm going to provide some strings, right? So x and y values, what values we are going to provide to the x and y completely depend on the data types. And this is how we define the variable. So each variable should have a must have, you should say must have a data type, so that x and y value can take the values from that set of data. Okay. Okay, so there are two types of data types. First is system defined. There are predefined data types which are already defined by the system, which we also call the primitive data types. And examples are integer, float, character, double, boolean. And these are also called the primitive data types. Second type is user defined data types. User defined data types means the machine, or you can say different languages, provide us the facility in which if these data types are not enough, you can define your own data types, which is called the user defined data types.